The people who lived in the former Cabrini-Green public housing complex once called it home, despite its reputation for being a violent, poverty-stricken community. And when the city started its demolition in the mid-90s, it was also the only black neighborhood on Chicago's north side. Now, a year-long Better Government Association investigation details the city's failure to keep promises of jobs and housing for current and former Cabrini-Green residents. Joining us to discuss her findings is Alejandra CANCINO, BGA reporter behind this investigation. Alejandra, welcome back. So what prompted this investigation for you?
Well, in the wake of the George Floyd murder and the protests for racial justice across the city and the nation, really, we began to think about residents in Chicago and why Chicago was so segregated. And inevitably that led me to public housing, and it led me to Cabrini-Green, which was one of the only public housing communities in the north side of the city.
Right, and obviously a lot of the segregation that we see that continues today, of course, is reflective of that. So the Daley administration promised thousands of families they'd have the right to return, but you found that only 20% ever did return. What happened?
Well, it's been a long time, right? Like the promise was made 25 years ago. In the meantime, the towers slowly came down. There were once 23 towers in the Cabrini-Green area. All of them were demolished by 2011. And along the way, families were forced out of the neighborhood. It's been so long, and the city has taken so long to actually build back the communities. There is a number of empty parcels where buildings used to be there before, that some people have moved on. Some people chose to relocate in other public housing communities. Some people's received a Section 8 voucher, sort of a housing subsidy. Others, hundreds of them, are missing. The CHA can't find them, even though it has placed ads in newspapers and it has hired companies to find them. It just can't find them. Some of them have died waiting.
Which is unfortunate. Now, we know about 146 row house units are still occupied by people from Cabrini-Green. Did you notice any, desire or sense of hope to return for those residents who had the right to return that you spoke with?
Absolutely. So one of the residents I spoke with, Ms. Russell, she had been waiting to come. She lived in one of the Cabrini housing high-rises and left in 1993. She was one of the families that were displaced and forced to move out before even one of the buildings was torn down. The first one was torn down in 1995. She was offered to go into another public housing community, and she decided that she didn't feel safe in that community and ended up going into the private market, ended up in Logan Square. Her parents helped support her for many years. When they died, she struggled to be able to be a mother and work at the same time. She ended up essentially homeless for many years, living in other people's homes and really trying to come back. For the last 10 years, she has been calling in to see if she could come back to Cabrini-Green, and they couldn't find her name on the lists that the CHA created of people who had this right to return. And so the answer was no, until earlier this year. Someone thought to actually check her social security number, and there she was. They found her, and she was able to move back this year.
Wow. Cabrini-Green residents, they were also promised some 2,500 construction jobs, but in your research, you found that there were only 40 for those residents. Tell us what you found there.
Yeah, this was a really important part of the promise for me to find, because, there is the promise of housing and the promise of being able to come back, which is really important. And numerous reporters before me have also tallied. We sort of updated it to today's numbers. But the promise of economic opportunities, right? Like the city has spent or will spend, by the time it's all over, $2 billion redeveloping this community. And here it was a promise of creating 2,500 jobs. What happened to them, right? We could only find 40. We ended up getting records from the 1990s of a center that the Daley administration put in Cabrini-Green to match residents with jobs. And what we found was that many of the jobs that were created were not construction jobs, were lower paying jobs in the service industry. And we also received data from the CHA, which essentially showed the same thing. The jobs that are being created are not the high paying construction jobs that the Dell administration promised.
And to be clear, Alejandra, at the time, the community, like the community leaders, they did voice opposition to this demolition and argued instead for the high rises to be repaired and renovated versus being demolished altogether. But you reported, to that end, that for years before demolition, Cabrini-Green had been neglected by their landlord, which is the Chicago Housing Authority. What are you hearing from CHA and the Lightfoot administration today?
We spent months really reaching out to the spokesperson of the Chicago Housing Authority CEO, Tracy Scott, and asked numerous times to meet with her and show her our findings. And we did the same with the Lori Lightfoot administration, with the Housing Commissioner, Marissa Novara, with Alderman Burnett, who's the alderman of the area, and all of them declined the interview request.
Okay. Alejandra CANCINO, Better Government Association, thank you so much for joining us. Best of luck to you.
Thank you.